Hello, boys and girls. We are ready for our next math lesson today. And just to make sure that we have all the right materials in front of us, we are on lesson 14. So you should have your pink problem set, lesson 14. Doesn't that look like a fun one today? Also, you need a piece of paper and a pencil or a whiteboard and marker to start off today. And can I tell you something? Little secret here. I recorded this lesson this morning, and right when I got to the very last problem of this problem set, my computer just crashed. It just shut down and it did not save my video, so I have to make it again. But that means I should be an expert at it, right? Okay, so on your piece of paper or your marker, your whiteboard, let's do a little math warm-up. So we have a tape diagram here. Okay, so, and it says, what is the value of each unit? And that just basically means how much is in each group. What is the size of the group? So how much is in each group? Well, there's only one group done, right? But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the group. Okay, and and then it says how many units are there? So that just means how many groups are there? And there are 1, 2, 3 groups. And we need to finish filling out the size of the group here. So I'll put 5 more in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And it says to write a multiplication sentence, but here's what I want you to do to warm up. Okay. I want you to write 1 repeated addition sentence, 2 multiplication sentences, 2 division sentences. So total, that's 5 number sentences. And I want you to make a number bond and an array. Okay. In my last video, we actually did 2 of these papers. And I just had you do the first 3, but since we're only going to do 1, because that's all I have left, we will do all of them. Okay. So pause your video, and then so you can see your list right on here, and on your paper, your whiteboard, do these things on your paper as fast as you can, but as accurate as you can. Ready, set, go. Okay, so I hope that you worked on those independently, and I'm going to solve those on my paper right now. So the first thing I'd asked you to do was a repeated addition sentence, and since there's 5 in each group, 5, 5, 5, it would be 5, I'll put it up here, 5 plus 5 plus 5, and there's 3 groups, equals 15, okay? The next thing I asked you to write was 2 multiplication sentences. So my first multiplication sentence to match the group, since there's 3 groups, it would be 3 times, there's 5 in each group, so that equals 15, okay? For my second multiplication sentence, I'm going to use the commutative property, right? I'm going to flip-flop those 2 numbers, and 5 times 3 also equals 15, right? That's what the commutative property is. I can change the order of my factors, and my answer will still be the same. For my division sentence, remember the first number in your division sentence is the total. So since 15 is the total, it would be 15 divided by, I'm going to divide by 3 since there's 3 groups, which equals 5, which gives me the number in each group. For my second division sentence, again, I'm going to start with 15. This time I'm going to divide by 5. I'm using the other number in my fact family. So 15 divided by 5, because there's 5 in each group, which gives me 3, which is the total number of groups. Okay. Your next task was to make a number bond. So in a number bond, we put the top on and then we put the total in it, right? And then since I had 3 groups, you should have 3 parts of your number bond. And then what number did you put in each part of your number bond? Did you put a 5? Nice work. Okay, and then the very last thing I'd asked you to make was an array. Okay, so for the array, since there's 3 groups, there's going to be 3 rows in my array. I'm going to put them on shelves just because in case you are just still struggling with the rows, which way rows go. Remember, rows go this way across, right? So since there's 3 groups, there's 3 rows, and you should have put 5 in each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 3 rows times 5 in each row. How'd we do? Give me a thumbs up if you had your number sentences. Give me a thumbs up if you had your pictures. And give me a little thumb dance if you're feeling pretty good. And if not, that's okay. We just keep practice, right? Because that's what helps us is to get it. All right. So moving on, we'll look at our lesson objective or I can statement for today. So today it says we're going to be skip counting objects and models to build fluency with multiplication facts using units of 4. In easier terms, we're going to skip count to solve multiplication problems, and we're going to be skip counting by 4s, okay? So you want to practice your skip counting songs, your YouTube songs. So keep practicing 3, but today we're going to really focus on the 4s. So make sure you might want to actually listen to your 4s if you haven't already done that yet, okay? And that's a fun one because it's like a dancing horse. All righty. So looking at our problem set for today, it says to skip count by 4s, which we already said. Match each answer to the appropriate expressions. Okay, so if we look down here, well, we have an array, right? And there's 4 in each row. So 4, 8. We're going to keep going down. And I want to use the rhythm of our skip counting song of the horse. So that's why I really want you guys to listen to it if you haven't yet. So 4, 8, 12. Fill this in with me. 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Okay, now that we have that filled in, let's do it again. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Again, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. And you can keep doing it and imagine the little dancing horses as you go, right? All right, so what we want to do now is we want to solve each little picnic basket, the multiplication sentence on the picnic basket, and then match it to the correct product over here. So they already did 1 times 4 for us, and we know that 1 times 4 equals 4 because we know that 1 times anything is always that other number. So that would be 4. Okay, but let's start back up at the top. So 6 times 4 means that we're going to count by 4s 6 times. So we're going to count by 4 6 times. We can use this to help us, right? So if we're going to count by 4 6 times, we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So 6 times puts us at 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24. So 6 times 4 equals 24. And then I'm going to put this fruit in that picnic basket. There we go. Okay. 10 times 4. So we can count by 4s 10 times. Also, 10 is a friendly number, right? So 10 is really easy for us to count by. So let's count by 10s as fast as we can. Ready? But we're going to count by it 4 times. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. Did you do it? Let's try it one more time. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. So 10 times 4 equals 40. And again, we can count by 4s 10 times, but since 10 is such a friendly number, it's quick and easy to count by. So I'm going to connect this 40 into that picnic basket right there. So I'm going to take that row of fruit into that picnic basket. The next one is 5 times 4. And do we have a friendly number there? 5 is a very friendly number, right? So we can count by 5s 4 times. We can count by 4s 5 times. Let's try that real quickly. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So I can do that, but I can also count by 5s 4 times. Ready? Because we can do that fast. 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's try it even faster. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20. So that equals 20. So then I can take that 20, which is right here, and right over into the 5 times 4 picnic basket. If you are feeling good about this, you can pause the video and you can finish up the rest of those picnic baskets by yourself, and then just make sure to check back in with me when you finish this front side, okay? All right, I'm going to keep moving. So the next one is 4 times 4. So we're going to count by 4s 4 times. So I can use my count by here. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16. So 4 by 4, 4 times 4 equals 16. So then I can connect that 16 into the picnic basket. 9 times 4, I'm going to count by 4s 9 times. Ready? Will you count with me? Let's use our rhythm from our song. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So counting by fours 9 times equals 36. So that I can connect there. Okay. 2 times 4 means I'm counting by fours 2 times. 4, 8. Right? So that one's nice and easy. So connect that to the 8. 8 times 4, I'm counting by fours 8 times. Are you ready? So you can use this to help you count. Ready? We're going to count by fours 8 times. Here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So that one equals 32. And we're just learning these right now, boys and girls, but the more that we practice, it's going to get to the point where we're going to know these in our heads like that. Okay. Next, we have 7 times 4. So we're going to count by fours 7 times. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Okay, so there's our 7 times, and that brings us to 28. So there we go. And the last one is 3 times 4. So it should be 12 because that's the only one we have left. But we should always check just to make sure that we are not, that we didn't make a mistake somewhere else. So count by 4 3 times. Ready? 4, 8, 12. Good. So that does equal 12. So that means that we were correct. Okay. When you're all set with that front page, you can flip it over and we'll look at the back. All right, so it looks like we've got some word problems on the back. So the first one is, so it's going to be RDWW. Mr. Schmidt replaces each of the 4 wheels on 7 cars. How many wheels does he replace? Draw and label a tape diagram to solve. Okay, so Mr. Schmidt replaces each of the 4 wheels on 7 cars. So each of the 4 wheels on 7 cars. So 7 cars, that makes me think that that's the groups, and the wheels go on the car. So I'm thinking that there's 4 in each group, and there's going to be 7 groups. Do you agree? I also see a clue word there. Do you see a clue word? Each is a clue word telling us that we're going to multiply or divide. Okay. And in this case, we don't know the total, so we're going to multiply. Okay. I'm going to underline my question. How many wheels does he replace? Draw and label a tape diagram. So that tells me I'm going to make a tape diagram. I did my read. I'm ready to draw that tape diagram. Okay. We already said there's 7 cars, so 7 groups. Do you remember how many lines to draw if we need 7 groups? 6, right? Because we always go 1 less. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives me 7 groups and 4 in each one. And again, if anytime you need to pause the video to get caught up, that is fine. Or if you think you're good, you can pause it, go ahead, and then just come back and check after. So you can use it however you think is best. Okay, so 4 in each group. There's 7 groups, and we're finding the total. I'm going to write my number sentence before I actually find the total. So since there was 7 groups, it's going to be 7 times the number in each group, which is 4, equals, and that's what I'm going to find. So I want to count by fours 7 times. Let's use this over here. Okay, let's do this together. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So 7 times, counting by 4 7 times, brings me to 28. So I know my answer is 28, and I can fill in Mr. Schmidt replaces 28 wheels. So I can check off my draw. I wrote my number sentence, and I just had to fill in for my word sentence. Okay, good. Next one, Trina makes 4 bracelets. Okay, so 4 bracelets. Each bracelet has 6 beads. There's that clue word of each, which tells me I'm going to multiply or divide. In this case, I think 4 is the number of groups. What do you think? And that since each bracelet has 6 beads, that there's going to be 6 in each group. And we're going to draw and label a tape diagram to show the total number of beads Trina uses. So this is RDWW2. Anytime we see a word problem, we're going to put RDWW. Okay. We did our read. 4 bracelets. So since it said to do a tape diagram, again, we'll do that. Okay. So she makes 4 bracelets. So we said 4 groups, right? So how many lines? 3 lines. Good. 1, 2, 3. And each bracelet has 6 beads, so I'm going to put 6 in each one. Again, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Okay. And we're trying to find the total. There's another clue word, actually. We want to find the total number of beads, which is also a clue that we're going to multiply to find that total. Okay. I want to write my number sentence first. I can check off my draw. So I had 4 groups, and we're going to multiply since we're trying to find the total. And we're going to multiply by 6 because we had 4 groups and 6 in each one equals. So let's count by 4s 6 times. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So for the counting by 4 6 times, that gives me to 24. So my total here is 24. Okay, I can check off that W. And the last W is to write a word sentence. So how many beads does Trina use? Trina uses 24 beads. Okay, make sure our word sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. Okay, if you need to pause it to catch up, that's fine. I'm going to move ahead. So that last one says, find the total number of sides on 5 rectangles. And we're looking for the total. So if we're looking for total, we're going to be multiplying or adding. But in this case, we have equal groups because we're dealing with rectangles, right? So if there's 5 rectangles, I'm actually going to draw those rectangles. This one doesn't tell me I have to draw a tape diagram. 3, 4, 5 rectangles. How many sides are on each rectangle? 4. There's 4 sides on each rectangle. I'm just going to put a 4 there for right now. Okay. This, of course, is an RDWW. We did our read. We did our draw. Let's write a number sentence. How many groups do we have? 5 groups times, how many is in each group? 4, which equals, we can count by 4s 5 times. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I can also count by 5s 4 times. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20 equals 20. And my sentence, good, I'm just recording real quick. And my sentence says, find the total number of sides on 5 rectangles. So there are 20 sides. Okay. Good. I just had someone pop in to drop some papers off. But that's it. So there are 20 sides. So our lesson today was that we could skip count to solve multiplication problems, which was times 4. That's where we focused, was everything was multiplying by 4. Our word problems were multiplying by 4. I hope we're getting more used to that RDWW process. And nice work. So make sure that you're practicing those skip counting songs because that will really help you with multiplication as we get more into it. Super job today, boys and girls.